Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is now fairly old, and these figures have now become incredibly collectible and very difficult to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. But in my opinion, I think these were the most fabulous 12-inch Doctor Who figures that was created, and we're talking 2006, so we're talking almost 20 years ago. But they are absolutely fantastic, and obviously they're all based on the returning show of Doctor Who. And the particular one we're looking at today is of the Cyber Controller, as he appeared in the 2006 episodes, The Age of Steel and The Rise of the Cybermen. Now that was David Tennant's first season as the 10th Doctor, and he played the Doctor from 2005, which was his first episode was the Christmas Invasion, 2005 Christmas one, and he played the part right up until 2010. Again, it was a two-parter that finished his tenure on Christmas Day. It was the End of Time Part 1, and on New Year's Day was the End of Time Part 2, and that was where David Tennant finally regenerated into Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor. He starred in 3 complete series. So we had Series 2, Series 3 and Series 4, and between 2008 and 2010 there was a load of specials which he also starred in. So you had The Next Doctor, Planet of the Dead, The Waters of Mars, and then The End of Time Part 1 and The End of Time Part 2, which was obviously the final episode to feature David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. As you all know, he did make a return to Doctor Who as the 14th Doctor for the 60th anniversary specials, before regenerating, or it wasn't a complete regeneration, was it? A bio-regeneration into the current Doctor, which is Ncuti Gatwa. Anyway, let's not digress too much. This is the item that we're looking at in front of us, and this is the box it comes in. And at the very top, you've got the BBC logo, and it says with 14 points of articulation. Fully poseable action figure, and you've got an image of the Cyber Controller as he appeared in that episode, or those episodes. And it says Cyber Controller, Doctor Who, ages 5 and above, and you've got the character options logo at the bottom right hand side. Okay, that is the front of the box. Let's turn the box around now and let's see what we've got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around and this is what we've got on the back. So again, at the very top, it's got 5 and above, and you've got the Doctor Who logo. It says the Cybermen, tall gleaming metal giants. The Cybermen were once human like us, but have received the ultimate upgrade. The human brains are welded into their cybernetic bodies, which has been adapted so that the Cybermen are utterly devoid of emotion. The number one priority for the cyber race is to conquer all adversaries and convert them to create yet more Cybermen. All opposition which cannot be upgraded is designated for deletion. And it says fully poseable 30cm action figure. Contents, one 30cm Cyber Controller action figure. And there you can see an image of the Cybermen from the episodes. And at the bottom right hand corner, you've got an image of the TARDIS flying through the time vortex. And it says character, produced and distributed by Character Objects Limited, and you've got their address, details and telephone number. You've also got the character online web address, and it says item 12-inch Cyber Controller action figure, item number 02142, age grade 5 years and above, and you've got the barcode and the reference numbers at the bottom and the copyright information, along with the holographic sticker and the BBC logo on the bottom right hand corner. Okay, let's just turn the box to the side and see what we've got on the side. So on the side, it's again, you've got Doctor Who and the Cyber Controller and the same image that we had on the front. And I think it's the same on the other side. Cyber Controller, yeah, okay. And Doctor Who, and same image. Okay, so that's the box. What I think I'm going to do now is I am going to see if I can open the box and take the item out, and let's have a look at it outside of the box. I don't think I'm going to be able to remove it from the backing card, but let's open it and see if we can get him out without causing any damage to the packaging. Okay, so I have managed to remove him from the packet. However, because of the way he's all attached to the back, there's no way that I can take him off of the back and look at him. So we're just going to have to look at him through the while he's still attached to the packaging. I'm just going to zoom in. Maybe I'll add a little bit of extra light. No, that doesn't really help. Okay, so there you can see the cyber controller, and there you can see he's got that wonderful brain. If I just tilt that down a little bit further so you can see him, you can see his brain through the clear section of the head there, and you can see he's got the usual handles above his head, as the 11th Doctor called him, called the head was known as handles. And there you got the blue eyes there as well, and you've got all the tubes on his body, and obviously all those tubes there on the chest unit there. Not quite sure what they were for. And you've got the cyber logo on his chest unit there, and as you go down, you can see his waist here with his well, it's kind of like, I think that is plastic, but it would be kind of like undergarments, if you like, I suppose. And there would be his cyber legs all the way down to those big cyber boots at the bottom. And of course, again, the cyber arms with those hands on each side. So, and there we have it. Okay. So that's, I mean, the detailing on this figure is absolutely fabulous. The ribbing of the lower stomach, the detailing of the legs, the detailing of the side of the body, all of the strapping of the legs and the arms. It's just absolutely brilliantly done. 14 points of articulation as well. Is what it says on the box. So what is the articulation? So let's see if we can figure out what the articulation is. So it's got to be, yeah, so the head moves, so that's going to be 1. So we've got the top of the arm goes up and down, you've got the elbow, which is 2. The hand doesn't turn. Okay, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. And this particular one, yeah, again, you've got the elbow. I rephrase that, the hands do turn. So you have got, so this one must do as well. Yes, they do, yeah. Okay, so you've got 3 points of articulation, which is 6, the head, which is 7. You've got the waist, which is 8, top of the legs, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, so you've got 3 points of articulation on each leg. So it's the top of the leg which move up and down, the knee joints which move, and the feet move from side to side, if you can just see that. And obviously the waist will turn as well. So that's the 14 points of articulation, which is exactly what it says on the tin. Let's just measure him. It says 30 centimeters, and that is exactly what he is. As you can see there with the ruler, which accounts to 12 centimeters, obviously. And if we measure him across as he is with his hands in this position, he's coming out at 12 centimeters wide, and that's just because of the way his hands are. And if we measure depth wise, well, then we're going to be looking at somewhere in the region of about 4 centimeters deep. So there we are. I think this figure is phenomenal. But then all of these 12-inch figures that Character Options produced were absolutely fabulous. I think they were probably the best 12-inch figures that were produced, really, up until the Big Chief ones that were done. But prior to that, these were absolutely fantastic, and obviously they were much cheaper than the Big Chief figures, which were the expensive collectibles. So overall, yeah, in my opinion, just absolutely fantastic. So how were they do in 2006, I hear you ask? Well, I don't think they've done as well as what was expected for the 12-inch figures to do. But I do think that is because adults buying them for kids, they would be more inclined to buy them and give them the smaller 6-inch figures rather than the 12-inch figures. The 12-inch figures were obviously quite a lot more money compared to the 6-inch figures, but really, obviously, for fitting in the hands as well of kids, the smaller figures will be much more suited to them rather than these big figures, because sometimes they can be quite bulky and look, a little bit out of place. So I don't think they've done as well as they expected. Really, these figures should have been advertised as for collectors, because the detail in them was absolutely superb. The articulation was very good, and and they were just really showpieces as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they just look absolutely fantastic. So to put them on the display would be, is really what I think they should have been sold as. But then obviously they want the bigger market, so collectors can collect them, kids can have them, and what have you. So yeah, I mean, although they obviously sold the quantities that were produced, I don't think they sold anywhere near like the smaller figures, which were also sold out of. But obviously they're all run on limited quantities anyway. They keep the quantities of the figures down to a reasonable amount so that they maintain their collectability and value, and obviously then they move on to the next wave of figures. So these were the 12-inch ones, and then I don't think they did a few. I think they did a few 12-inch figures when Matt Smith was the Doctor, but overall not that many 12-inch figures were produced after this time. The 10th Doctor had the most 12-inch figures in his series. Okay, let's move forward 19 years to current day, which is 2025. Do these figures come up very often on the platforms? Well, you do see these figures come up on the platforms. You don't see the Cyber Controller as often as you do see the Cybermen. Maybe that's because the Cyberman was produced in bigger quantities. I don't know. Could be possibly because the Cyber Controller seems to be more collectible than the others. Again, I don't know, I'm surmising. But they do pop up from time to time on the platforms, as do most of these 12-inch figures, again in various different states of condition. So if you want a loose figure, you can find loads of them on the platforms where they've been played with, or they've been used, or what have you, displayed, or what have you. But if you want one that is new, in mint, pristine condition, so they do come up from time to time on the platforms, but again, just be a bit careful, because a lot of them use stock photographs, and if you think, you could very easily think you're ordering a brand new item, and only to receive a used item or a loose figure as opposed to a brand new one in a box, because, as I say, they use stock photographs and stock descriptions, and if they don't have any new, it automatically goes to the cheapest used, and that might not be what you want or what you think you're ordering. So do be a little bit careful. Of course, we at Midas Touch, we do not believe in stock photographs. So what you actually see on our website is exactly the item that you would receive should you wish to purchase it. And this particular item is no difference. Now, these particular range of figures that we've got here, these 12-inch figures, we do have pretty much the whole set. And these are all from a stock shop buyout of a shop that closed down. And this was just round about the COVID time. It was a shop that had been around for quite some time. Like I say, quite some time, you're looking probably about 40 odd years, and after COVID they really decided that they wasn't making any money, and decided it was time to retire, and they called us in, and we were very fortunate enough to buy out all of the stock that they had, which is all in their stock room and in their shop front, but the stock room was more the area that I was interested in, because there was stock there that went back 40 years. And amongst the stock was a whole case of these 12-inch figures, and part of these 12-inch figures, or part of the buyout, was this whole case of 12-inch figures, and we are now just literally getting through some of that stock and making these available for you to purchase on the Midas Touch website. And this particular item, we have a couple of these, and they are now currently available to purchase on the MySuch website as of today. And you can get there very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you're never able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Cyber Controller 12-inch action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.